Hello, hello, Taurus. Welcome to your March 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Taurus. And before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel to get more readings from me. And make sure you check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you guys know I do cold psychic readings and we can get you all tuned up energetically. You just go to onyxhealing.com for all that info. I have some really exciting stuff coming up this month, so make sure you're signed up for my newsletter to get first dibs on all of the exciting classes and things that I'm going to be putting out this month. The link is in my description box, or you could just go to onyxhealing.com. Okay, I'm going to lay this out and then we will get started. Okay, let's go ahead and start with your oracle cards. First thing coming up is skunk. The main thing that's coming up with this is self-advocation. So making sure that you're speaking your truth, you're owning your values, you're just really stepping into the alignment of making sure that you are taking care of business and that you're staying true to yourself. That's the main thing that this is highlighting here. And no matter where you're at, this might just mean that you need to do that more often this month, or it might mean that you need to practice this, no matter how good you are at advocating for yourself. Okay, the next one we have is cornucopia. So a nice variety of things going on. There's some Seven of Cups energy coming off of this card where there's a lot of options, a lot of different avenues to take, a lot of plates spinning. So you might find that it's a really busy, vibrant month for you. And then we have experience. Acknowledge what it took. Be patient with new endeavors. Some paths need time to unfold. It doesn't matter what time you arrive to the party. The future is waiting and you're ready now. So this is just reminding you, along with that advocation and alignment with yourself and your desires, the experience card is highlighting that as well. Is it really doesn't matter. You're not behind. You're not missing out on anything. It's like, just start. Just be in the space of giving what you know is truly aligned with you. And then the central energy of the month is the Three of Pentacles. Yep, this is going to be a busy, busy month for you. And if you have a lot of projects in the works, if you have a lot of things that are needing a lot of attention and effort, I'm just getting that there's a lot of intensity around the month of March for you. The crossing energy is the Fool. Are you starting something new? Are you taking a new approach? Are you doing something different or just innovating the way you've done things previously? No matter the case, it looks like a good time to do that. So make sure that you double down on giving energy in new ways and innovating in the way you're approaching things, and that's really going to help you. What you have shifting out is the Six of Wands. So okay, this is adding another layer to this. So if you think about achievement, which is what the Six of Wands brings, it's like success, victory, you've already done it, it's already happened. It's the aha victory that's coming through. But once you achieve something, it's like there's always another level, there's always more, there's always the next thing to achieve. And so I think that you've already been through something big, or you've already achieved something, or there's an element for you that really clicked into place already. And so now you're trying to assess, okay, now that I'm in this position, what do I want next? And what do I need to pursue next? And that's what the Fool and Three of Pentacles are highlighting. And then the oncoming energy is the Hermit. This completely makes sense, because as you are starting something or pursuing or jumping into a new way of doing things, you're going to have to balance that with checking in, becoming introspective, and making sure it's in alignment with you every step of the way. So anytime we have new energy, there's somewhat of a honeymoon period. So you kind of get to bask in the newness of that thing. But as time goes on, you know, sometimes it'll fall out of alignment, or we need to adjust, or we realize that, you know, maybe we need to pivot, or we might just get bored with the creation and still need to push through anyway. And the Hermit is helping you to stay the course, like tune into yourself and really evaluate what's going on. Is it simply boredom, like you're not watering the seed that you planted, or is it truly right for you? I think there's just going to be some tweaking that you want to do as you start to move into the later time, the later energy of March. Remember, particularly up until the 10th, we have Mercury retrograde, and then we have the shadow period, and so there's a lot of evaluating that's happening in March collectively, and so I think you're feeling that a lot. Okay, the outward manifestation is the Eight of Swords. I'm going to clarify this. Daughter of Spring. Okay, so this is the Page of Wands. Don't focus on the outcome. That's not going to work for you, because this is like the outward manifestation. How is it actually showing up in 3D? What this is encouraging you to do is take your attention off of the outcome. Take your attention off of that for a moment and evaluate what's happening in the present. And if you still feel like the original intent is still lining up with what you want to get your energy behind, what you want to have happen in the 3D. So this is all about refinement. It's like you're initiating, you're starting something in March, or you're tweaking things in March. You're raising the bar this month, but you still have to get clear on the intention, on the desire. So take your time with that. There's no reason to rush that process. It's better to be really clear on what you want and get all of your energy behind it than give like a partial ask and then have to tweak it over and over and over. So just refine and solidify what you're asking for, and that's going to spare you a lot this month. In the subconscious, we have the Ace of Cups. There's a deep need to give to yourself. Don't forget that. It's very easy to get lost in work, especially when there's something new, something exciting that's on the table or coming up. The Ace of Cups is just highlighting that you don't want to sacrifice yourself and then end up resenting whatever you're working on. You need to do both in tandem. You need to give energy, but also don't let yourself become totally depleted. Otherwise, you're going to start getting agitated. So you don't want to run. You don't want to operate on a really low fuel tank. So just make sure that you're being extra conscious of what it is that you need, when you need to lean into that more, and capitalize on the self-awareness that you do have. The advice for you in March is the Two of Cups. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because this is coming up in the advice position. I'm getting that this is more about you initiating and asking, hey, can I get support with this? And a lot of you probably suck at that. You know, with the Taurus energy, that archetype, it can be very easy for you to fall into, I need to do everything myself, or I've already got it. I don't need any help. I can take care of it myself. That's very characteristic of Taurus energy. So this is the time when you want to challenge that part of yourself and lean into being able to relax into receiving the support from other people, and simply delegating. Like, delegate whatever needs to be done and just allow yourself to receive good things. That's going to make this process so much easier. And the external environment, we have the Chariot. Things are moving really fast. I'm going to clarify this. Wow, okay. Chariot again coming up. So what I'm getting here, you don't have to force. That's the main thing that's coming through in this reading, is like, yeah, you've got it. You've achieved it. You're getting it done. You're making it happen. Whatever you're breathing life into, so long as the energy is lining up with the desire in all ways, shapes, and forms, you're not going to go wrong. See, this is the Saturn glyph right here, is just action, consequence, for all the right reasons. And so the Chariot in your environment is highlighting, hey, all of the actions that you've been taking are adding up in your environment, so you have to trust the compound effect of what you've been doing. Maybe there's been meditation, maybe you're doing some healing work with a practitioner. Maybe you're looking to advance in your career or your business or whatever projects you have going on. It could apply to any context of life, but what you have to trust is the effort that you've been giving this situation. And then the hopes and fears, we have the Sun. So this is fear of childishness, because sometimes the Sun can represent immaturity. So the fear side is, am I being overly idealistic? Is this not realistic? Is this something that I'm like living in la la land? Is it a total fantasy? That's the fear that's coming up from this card. And on the other side, it's also hoping and enjoying the fun that comes along with the process. So of course, I'm going to encourage you to lean into the pleasure, the fun, the play that goes along with all of the things that you're creating and that you're pursuing. But I also understand how it can be very easy to lean into and have that self-doubt creep in around, am I doing this in a way that isn't sustainable? Am I being childish? Does this not make sense? I understand both of those. So just evaluate yourself on that. And then the outcome of the month is the Seven of Cups. That's what I said right here with this cornucopia card. The Seven of Cups is just having a lot of things going and needing to make decisions around that. So there's a lot of stress that comes off of this card just from her expression. And I don't think this is something you need to worry about, because the more you align yourself with your values and you get really clear on what are maybe the top priorities, and then stay focused on those priorities, use your fixed energy for that, it's going to serve you really well. So the Seven of Cups is just reminding you of that. It's saying, okay, this in particular is just saying you don't have to do everything all at the same time, but I would narrow your focus a little bit. Just even if you have a whole bunch of stuff going, what are the priority elements? What are the priority pieces that you want to get first? Because again, this Fool energy right here, you have to be careful if you consider yourself to be a jumper. If you're jumping from project to project to project and not finishing anything that you start, please be careful with that, because the Seven of Cups is just like, you could get shiny object syndrome, and in reality, it seems like your system wants to bring things to life more. It wants those goals to be achieved. It wants, at least like the collective energy here is saying fulfillment is the desire that's on the table. Desire and having all of your goals be met, but you have to see them through. If you scatter your energy too much, then it's going to take a lot longer. So if you can narrow your focus, you're going to bring things to life faster. You can do multiple things and bring multiple things to life, but it can also help to assess your priorities. Let's get into the timeline. First, second, third, and fourth quarter of the month. The first quarter of March is the Eight of Crystals, dedication, progress. This is a reflection of the Three of Pentacles. So I really see that as the month of March starts off with a bang. It's like you needing to give effort to the things that you've been focused on. Use Mercury retrograde to go through, reassess, reevaluate, do the nitty-gritty detail work. That's going to be so helpful. And the Eight of Crystals is just saying the dedication and the progress is where things are really going to come to life. Second quarter, we have the Knight of Feathers, action and focus. So again, sticking to that train of taking aligned action is what's happening here. Now, don't forget, I'm getting called to remind you with this Ace of Cups. You have to continue giving to yourself in order to maintain that action. So you need to find whatever works for you. That way you don't, when this hermit period arrives, the reevaluation needing to slow down a little bit and gather your strength, it's going to serve you if you're just proactive with it and you don't run until you can't run anymore. So just make sure it's sustainable, and then you can really use March in ways that I think you're not even realizing. Like, things are going to be so much more productive than I think you know. And then quarter three, we have love, choice, and trust. Again, like the decision making. Of course, for those of you who are focused on partnership, you know, yes, that is the Lovers, right? So there's an entry point there, but again, it's specific to, have you been working on that? Have you been giving that effort? Or have you just been crossing your fingers? Those are two completely different things. If you're in the, I've just been crossing my fingers, not taking action or doing any of the energetic or healing work, then I can't really speak to that. That's not how you manifest. So this is highlighting the decisions that you make, the choices that you make, the energy that you allocate is going to really compound so long as you're staying in alignment with that thing, your focus is clear, and you're pursuing it fully. And then there also might be in this third quarter some refinement of your goals or of your intentions. I think if you do get a lot of reevaluation of where you want your energy to go, you're going to be making different decisions in the third quarter. Wrapping up the month of March, we have the Knight of Crystals. Endurance, determination. Man, this just has work written all over it. And by work, I don't mean career. I just mean efforting. I mean, keeping things moving, keeping things going, pursuing the things that you desire. So it's a really exciting energy that's on the table, because it's like, this is the push to make everything happen. March is a push month. We don't know when things are going to be manifesting for you, when they're actually going to come to life in real time. But all of this action and giving to yourself and keeping your energy up and making it happen, staying dedicated, and again, using that fixed energy is just so serving you. Okay, let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to pick a card, any card, whatever feels good to you. Ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity. If you need more time, pause the video. Card number 1, Ace of Cups. So the secret to your success or the situation involved is giving to yourself. So if you're pointing outside of yourself saying, when I get blah, 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 is when I'm going to feel better, this is a serious mistake. When so-and-so loves me, then I'll feel better. Anything like that is an absolute black hole. So what you have to do is invert the process. Ask yourself, what am I giving to myself? What am I allowing myself to receive? What am I leaning into within myself? And then, double down on that. Remember that you cannot receive, well, it's a little bit more complicated, but you're not going to receive what you're not embodying and what you're not giving to yourself. So it's important that you practice those first. Card number 2, we have Judgment, final decisions. Refine and make it a decision. Like I mentioned, move away from crossing your fingers or just hoping things happen. That's not a lot of conviction. So if you want things to happen, then it's kind of like, make it really clear, make it black and white. This is what I want. This is what I'm deciding. Decide for yourself, and then just allow yourself to know that it has no choice but to arrive. And then card number 3, we have the 10 of Pentacles, foundation. So all of the work that you're putting in to the situation or whatever's unfolding here is contributing to the big picture, the long term. This is the legacy card. So it's not just about the 1 month. This is a long game. So the more you can zoom out, the better off you're going to be. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. I really appreciate you more than you could possibly know. And I do, as I said in the beginning, have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. I have a manifestation class that's coming out. I have just so many things in the works. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing and sign up for my newsletter to get the best prices, stay up to date, the best time slots for all of the stuff that I have coming. And until next time, have a beautiful March, everybody. I am sending you so much love. If you need to submit a prayer request, you are more than welcome to do so at onyxhealing.com. All of the links for everything is in the description box below, as well as a list of all of the decks that I've used today. So you're welcome to check that out if you liked any of the decks that I've used. And I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.